Jared Cannonier versus Derek Brunson takes place this weekend in the feature fight position of UFC 271, and I can't wait for this middleweight bout. Two top 5 contenders in the middleweight division. Number 3 in the world, Jared Cannonier versus number 4 in the world, Derek Brunson. And in my opinion, this is a title elimination bout in the middleweight division. The winner of this one's going to get the number 2 spot in the rankings, and the winner of this one is also, if Adesanya does beat Robert Whittaker this weekend, going to get a title shot next in the middleweight division, especially if it's Jared Cannonier, but also if it's Derek Brunson, because he's been on quite a big run recently since he dyed his hair blonde. Blonde Brunson is on another level. All of the hype is around Blonde Brunson. Jared Cannonier's got a lot of hype as well because he's just very good at fighting in general, but I'm looking forward to the fight this weekend. However, if Adesanya loses to Robert Whittaker this weekend, it could all go up in flames, and the winner of this one could be left with fighting Sean Strickland for their title shot, even if Derek Brunson says he's only got 2 fights left on his contract. I'm really sounding out my words here because I've been trying to record this video for about 45 minutes and I've failed every single time by messing something up really badly. No idea how, but this is how we're going to do things so I actually get this video fucking made. Thank God it's past a minute so I can fucking swear. Moving on. Cannonier versus Brunson. An amazing middleweight bout. The stand-up guy in Jared Cannonier versus the grappler of Derek Brunson, who used to be somewhat of a stand-up guy himself earlier on in his career, but he's resorted back to his wrestling roots, and he's going full grappler mode on these middleweight contenders. He beat Edmund Shabazian very impressively. He beat Kevin Holland very impressively. I say very impressively. He ended up on top of these people. However, the Shabazian win was a very impressive win, and so was the Darren Till win as well. But the Kevin Holland win, he took him 5 rounds. Holland has very good survivability on bottom. He was able to survive. I think that's something that might come into effect in this fight as well against Cannonier, because I do believe that Cannonier has a very, very high amount of survivability on the ground and on the feet as well. He's a very tough guy. He's got a good chin. He stays patient in bad positions. We've seen this before in his career when he took on Robert Whittaker in the 3rd round. He got rocked really badly, Shane Burgo style, by a head kick. Not because of the head kick, but because of the way he went down. He started wobbling all over the place. Eventually ended up on the canvas by himself. Whittaker got on top, took his back, had both hooks in, trying for a rear naked choke, and Jared Cannonier just refused to be choked out, got back out of the bad position, and worked his way back up to his feet. We've also seen this with Jared Cannonier versus Jack Hermansson, another good grappler in the middleweight division. Jack Hermansson took him down, had his back at one moment for a split second, but Jared Cannonier showed an amazing ability to scramble, worked his way back up to his feet, escaped the bad position on the ground, and got up against a cage and worked his way back up, eventually landing a brutal uppercut KO on Jack Hermansson in the 2nd round. And Jared Cannonier has done this against a lot of opponents in his career. David Branch is a good grappler. Tried to take down Jared Cannonier. Cannonier got back up to his feet over and over and over again against the cage, very, very calmly, without gassing out whatsoever. He stayed calm. He was nasal breathing as he worked his way for underhooks against the cage and worked his way back up to his feet. And then he started landing some big shots on David Branch and put him away. Even against Whittaker, when he got back up after the 3rd round knockdown and his back being taken, he landed big shots to put Whittaker away against Jack Hermansson. He got taken down, put in a bad position, worked his way back up, and landed big shots and put Jack Hermansson away. It's kind of the definition and the sort of pinnacle of Jared Cannonier's career. He gets grappled a little bit, he finds his way out of it, works his way back up, and starts coming with vengeance to take the other guy's head off. I believe he's going to get a 3rd round KO here against Derek Brunson. I don't see Brunson surviving the shots of Cannonier on the feet. I see him shooting for takedowns for his life. I think he will out-grapple Jared Cannonier in the 1st round. I think Cannonier will work his way back up against a cage, knee him to the body a couple of times, invest, land a couple of punches in the clinch. Brunson's going to hold him against the cage, try and foot stomp a couple of times, try and knee the thigh a couple of times, maybe try and land some big shots at range, but I do believe that he's not going to be able to KO Jared Cannonier, who's got great durability on the feet. I believe he's only been finished 1 time in his career, maybe twice, once at heavyweight. At one point, I believe he was finished, or maybe he never got finished at heavyweight, but either way, he lost once by KO that I definitely know of, which was against Dominic Reyes, where he got uppercutted in the 1st round, and he wasn't out cold, but he got rocked enough times in that short burst to where the referee needed to step in. Reyes put him away, but Reyes is a very powerful, big light heavyweight. Brunson isn't quite the same size or the same power. level of a guy like Dominic Reyes. And I believe that Jared Cannonier is going to go out there, stuff takedowns early on, work his way back up to his feet, and eventually land those KO blows and finish off Derek Brunson. Really looking forward to this fight, though. Derek Brunson's been on a hell of a streak recently. But again, when you look at the differences between Jared Cannonier and Darren Till, look at Darren Till and look at Jared Cannonier. Who's more likely to win a fight in a cage? And I mean, look at Darren Till in the build-up to that Derek Brunson fight. He looked like he'd never done a sit-up in his life, had no muscle definition whatsoever, and afterwards he said he had a torn ACL, which I can agree with, because otherwise, why would he show up in that disgraceful of shape? I genuinely thought he had gyno on both sides, but no, they were just the growth of man boobs because of his morbid obesity going into that training camp. Jared Cannonier is an athlete in shape. And that's, I think, going to be the difference here. I know that's crazy to say because we're in a title elimination position and these are top 10 athletes in the world, top 10 athletes in the world in martial arts. But Darren Till wasn't in shape at all. Didn't look like he had any muscle mass whatsoever. And Jared Cannonier kind of does. And I also believe that Jared Cannonier has more evidence of good takedown defense than Darren Till does in his career. And also more evidence of being okay and safe on the ground once it gets it there. Because, of course, with Darren Till, we saw him on the ground against Robert Whittaker. He couldn't get back up to his feet. He got pounded out for the rest of the second round. We also saw him on the ground against Tyron Woodley eventually when it did end up on the ground. Had no idea how to get back up there. Took a bunch of elbows to the face. Got Darce choked in the second round there as well. Jared Cannonier's been put in bad positions on the ground, and we've seen him come out of those bad positions, get back up to his feet, and put his opponents away, or really badly hurt his opponents in the way of Robert Whittaker. But I'm really looking forward to this bout, man. I think Jared Cannonier is going to catch him on the way in with a nice counter hook, the one he landed on Kelvin Gastelum. Now, of course, Derek Brunson is not Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin Gastelum is a Mexican mini fridge. He'll eat anything anyone gives him, and there's no chance around it. Like, you're not going to KO Kelvin Gastelum in his career. Maybe you can have a chance if you knock him down 4 times in a row like Israel Adesanya in the 5th round, but he's still going to be there trying to switch back on and trying to get back into things. I think Brunson's got a worse chin than Kelvin Gastelum. Even Kelvin Gastelum tried to take down Jared Cannonier and couldn't do it for 5 rounds. He tried a couple of times in that fight to get Cannonier to the ground, and Cannonier just showed great hips, great takedown defense, spread his legs against the cage, got his underhooks, worked his way back up to his feet, and got back up and got back in the open and got back to work. Now, there is a chance that maybe Derek Brunson can put a pace on Jared Cannonier in the grappling to just put him on the defensive mindset for 3 straight rounds, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that because I don't think he has the pacing to do that. Brunson really badly gasses out in fights. He even started to gas out in the Till fight, so that was interesting, but Darren Till just kept pulling guillotines on him over and over again. I mean, the first instinct of Darren Till when Brunson tried to take him down was to get his arm over the head and try and go for a guillotine rather than looking for underhooks. Cannonier's first instinct in every single moment I've seen him in is to go for underhooks and try and get himself still on the feet. But, yeah, Darren Till was starting to do good in that 3rd round. Brunson was starting to gas out. Till was landing a couple of good leg kicks. Brunson had no idea what to do on the feet because, again, he's shit at fighting on the feet. He has no stand-up skill whatsoever. He has no level of good stand-up. I mean, at one moment in the 1st round against Shabazian, he was doing quite good, but, you know, we don't really know too much about Shabazian, and to be fair, that win hasn't aged the best because Shabazian's done nothing but lose dominantly since that fight happened. Of course, he got almost finished in the 3rd round by Jack Hermansson and also got finished by Nassourdine Imavov recently, all following the same game plan as Derek Brunson, so it kind of takes some sting away from that win. Also, the Kevin Holland fight. Kevin Holland got exposed multiple times after that fight for somewhat average grappling, so that also win didn't age too well, but Jared Cannonier's performances are very good. I think he's going to catch Derek Brunson on the way in the 3rd round with a counter hook, put down Derek Brunson, finish him off with big strikes, and I do believe he's going to earn a shot at the title next against Israel Adesanya, if I'm also correct in the main event by saying that Adesanya is going to beat Whittaker. And I'm looking forward to that fight if it does end up happening, because that'd be a good one. Fresh blood, Adesanya, Cannonier, they could build that up. Cannonier's got some really good highlighting moments where he walked down Ion Cutelaba on the feet. I mean, Cannonier has been in there against much bigger people, and he's not been ragdolled, even against Ion Cutelaba, who's an amazing grappler who can ragdoll people. Fuck that, says Cannonier. Get off of me. I'm going to wear on you as the fight goes on and start tuning you up in that third round, which is what he did to Cutelaba, making Cutelaba look a fool because Cutelaba was completely gassed out from grappling too hard early on and not getting what he wanted from it. We even saw this against David Branch. I've been over the examples already. Jared Cannonier has got evidence over and over and over again in his career of stuffing takedowns well, even if he does end up on the ground, getting back up to his feet, staying calm in bad situations. And I know I just mentioned that he stayed calm in the Whittaker situation, but he stayed calm in the Whittaker situation and worked his way back up to his feet whilst being concussed, whilst having an eye swollen shut, and while also having a broken forearm. Whittaker's got his back in the third round. He barely knows where he is, but he still knows the fundamentals, which to me tells me it's muscle memory. In all honesty, that's how much he's trained these positions, to work his way out of his back being taken, get back up to his feet, get back at range, and start landing some big shots on Whittaker. I think there's evidence to say that Cannonier can beat the style that Brunson possesses. Maybe Cannonier will think about the takedown so much that Brunson will go out there and land a big shot. Maybe Cannonier will show up injured, like Darren Till, and just lose because of that, and then Brunson will get a title shot just based on that, and legacy will be ruined forever, and Brunson will earn a title shot in 2022, which will be good for him. I like Brunson. He seems very cool, very good on Instagram. He's a funny guy, Derek Brunson. Very likable guy, a veteran. He makes a lot of money. Good for him. It'd just be sad to see him, a guy who couldn't get a title shot a decade ago nearly, get a title shot a decade later when he's way past his prime. It'd just be weird to see that. That'd be a really weird reality check. And you know what'd be weirder? And I don't want to jinx it by saying this. If Derek Brunson got a win over Israel Adesanya for the belt, and then they did Derek Brunson versus Glover Teixeira as a super fight between the divisions, I might end it all if that happens. I don't think it's going to happen. It better not happen. Otherwise, I'll go kill again. But I really hope Cannonier wins. I believe he's going to win. All evidence to me points towards a Cannonier win. Great takedown defense, great calmness on the ground, great jiu-jitsu, really good conditioning, really good cardio, strong as an ox, really good KO power, really good striking defense, really good chin, durability in general. I don't see Brunson winning. So if I had to plan out the fight every single round, first round is going to be Derek Brunson taking down Cannonier a couple of times against the cage. Cannonier works his way back up a couple of times, lands a couple of good knees to the body on Brunson, lands a couple of good elbows as well. Brunson stomps on the toes, lands some knees to the thigh, shoots another takedown, gets it for a second, but Cannonier works his way back up. Brunson's now got the back in a good position, picks up Cannonier, tries to slam him down. Very good slam from Derek Brunson, but Cannonier works his way back up to his feet again, breaks the grip, gets the underhooks, lands a couple of good knees, lands a couple of good shots on Brunson at the end of the first round. Brunson had the control time, Cannonier did the damage. Round two, similar thing again. Brunson a little bit more patient on the feet this time, trying to land some decent shots, some body kicks and stuff like that. Cannonier starts chopping at his legs with some really good kicks. Brunson tries shooting a takedown off of one of those leg kicks. Cannonier stuffs it well, gets back to his feet, lands a good knee to the body on Brunson, who shoots again against the cage, gets a double leg, gets the double leg against the cage. Cannonier's down, works his way back up to his feet, gets the underhooks, separates the grip, gets back to one of his knees, stands back up to the body, stands back up on the fence, knees to the body again, good elbow off the break in the clinch, they separate. Brunson tries to load up on the feet and land some shots. Cannonier cracks him on the feet a couple of good times. Brunson cracks Cannonier on the feet, but Cannonier's starting to chew up the legs of Brunson now that he feels the timing on the takedowns. Brunson shoots off the leg kick again, gets it for a second. Cannonier works his way back up against the cage, another knee to the body, more shots to the body from Cannonier. The round is over in round two. Cannonier wins the round based on damage again. Round three occurs. Brunson's breathing out his fucking ass. breathing heavily all over the place, tries to shoot a takedown early on Cannonier, can't get it, gets stuffed down. Cannonier takes the back position off the takedown, lands a couple of good ground and pound shots. Brunson's now working his way back up to his feet. Cannonier separates against the cage, body shot, big shot again. They separate, Brunson shoots, Cannonier stuffs it, stands Brunson back up, big leg kick from Cannonier. Brunson starting to wobble, starting to panic shoot all of his takedowns. Panic shoots, gets caught in the clinch, big knee from Cannonier. They separate, Brunson goes for a big punch, gets cracked with a counter left hook. Cannonier puts him away in the third round by TKO and gets his title shot against Israel Adesanya. That's my prediction. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. I'm sorry about the start of this with the attitude, but sometimes, for some reason, I just can't get a video out of my mouth, so I had to make sure I forced it to happen. Like and subscribe. See you later. Toodle pip. Goodbye.